Hey everybody, welcome to Maximize Monday. It is Monday, March the 31st, the last Monday of this month. Even
hmm
though this year has felt like it's been 6 years already.
Yeah, just about.
Yep. I'm so glad you all have joined us today um, for another opportunity to discuss life, just trying to maximize your Monday. Um, where, as they say nowadays, I don't, this young people vernacular, you're like the math be mathing and Mondays be Mondaying and the stuff that y'all millennials say.
Y'all millennials.
The stuff y'all be saying. Um, but we're just grateful today, as I always say. Monday is still the day that the Lord has made.
Mhm.
We choose to rejoice and we choose to be glad in it. So we hope that you all are enjoying your morning so far. Please do us a favor if you haven't done so. Please share if you can. If you are new, please type VIP in the chat. Welcome everybody that's coming in. We're so glad that you have joined us today, the last Monday in the month of March. Easter's coming up very quickly. We had a great service yesterday.
Yeah,
Um,
that was really good.
Absolutely phenomenal. Good weekend on point um, in our new set space. Uh, had some little minor technical difficulties with the cars, but we're hoping that's going to be worked out by Saturday. It's coming. And it's been a good weekend. The service was good. We had a great pop up social after a Get Connected Day. People were getting connected, volunteering. Uh, had some games, some laughs. The pretzels and popcorn went by quick. People put some more left. Like, yeah, you should have came in a little earlier. Sorry.
Right.
uh, but it was pretty cool for our first one. Our next one will be in June, and
Yep.
we're trying to work on that one outside. Actually, I'll rap to you about that. Talk to Crystal a little bit. Um,
hmm
that's the week. That's a Sunday of POG.
hmm
Did she talk to you?
No, we talked about it with Bishop a little bit
Okay. All right.
the last meeting. So
Okay. Um, so we got some thoughts. Might be something interesting.
yeah,
Um,
it's gonna be a good time.
yeah, her and I talked yesterday, and we'll see. Anywho, yeah. So Easter's coming up very quickly in a couple of weeks. Palm Sunday will be here in 2 weeks. Easter will be here in 3 weeks. We're getting ready to sow our first fruit at Easter service, an additional tithe. I believe Bishop will announce that particular time, and it's going to be really cool as you get ready for Easter Sunday. What's the theme again? I've been trying to think of it.
No, you're gonna mess me up because I know it, but I always say it wrong.
If you say it, I might.
It is he chose he refused to be comfortable.
Refuse to be comfortable. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go. You refuse to be comfortable. So we're going to talk about that. You hear more information as we do our Holy Week schedule. Uh, it's going to be pretty cool. Anywho, how you doing, Maya? All the banter and business out of the way.
No, I'm doing good. It's beautiful out, so you know the sun's out, so I'm happy.
Yeah, yeah. So it's pretty cool. Spring's here. It's getting warmer,
Mm,
um, but God's good. So we always do this every week. I faintly remember what we talked about last time.
me too. Because
Because
we talk about so many different things, we don't ever stay on topic.
I
So
know it started one thing and it kind of just veered
it's weird over here.
over there somewhere else. Uh, but speaking of refusing to be comfortable, and this is not Easter. We'll just kind of use that thought.
hmm
I think some of us, I would say some of us. I was reading a book, and it talked about. I can't remember the name of the book. It talks about how as human beings, it's in us to take the path of least resistance.
hmm
It's in our nature to take the path of least resistance. So the harder it is, the more we run away from it. The more
hmm
challenging it is, we always try to find an easier way to do what we're supposed to do. Now, I'm not talking about like, things that aren't important. Because sometimes there's technology that, bless you, that helps with convenience. People y'all love your air fryers versus the oven, that kind of thing. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about stuff you need to do, but you're trying to find another way to do it. But you know within yourself, this alternate route is not the way you should take. It's not going to lead you to where you need to go.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we run away from the idea of a thing because we don't like the process that's required in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You want easy overnight rather than the grueling grind of doing what you got to do. Because we're always trying to find the easiest way to get there. Now, mentors are meant to show you the easier way to get there, avoiding the pitfalls, but they never lie about the work that's involved. They'll tell you, hey, don't do this. It's going to extend your time. Don't do this. It's going to make it harder. But you still got to take the hard path. The path you're taking is hard. How can I get it to be less challenging? Unnecessary, taking away the unnecessary challenges. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
To do the necessary challenges. Like when people say, man, how did y'all church grow? Well, God, a lot of hard work, a lot of preaching, a lot of this. You tell them everything. They're like,
oh,
saw that?
Backtracking.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
You just go up there, just pray and just believe God. No. And people run from that, which means we settle for less than who we can be, what we can have, because we'd rather have comfort than getting used to discomfort and growth. Whew.
Yeah.
I said a lot, so go ahead.
I think too, like people expect for things to be very linear when it comes to progress. That, you know, it's easy to get discouraged when we go down instead of up, or, you know, we feel like we're taking 5 steps back instead of 10 steps forward. So it's really easy to become, you know, distracted and discouraged, I think, when things aren't looking the way that you expect them to.
Mm-hmm.
And then that causes us to act and do things in probably ways that are more detrimental than are helpful to us.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, like you said, like, it's not meant to be easy. It's not meant to be, you know, a easy bake oven guide of, you know, how life turns out to be. You have to go through all the pitfalls and everything to learn from them. And like you said, having those mentors that kind of help us navigate that into making wise decisions, you know, it's helpful, but it's not meant to be easy. So
alert from calendar. Maximize my day.
I gotta turn that off. But you know, going back to the title that Bishop's talking about, you know, we choose to be comfortable. The things that we love and are passionate for are the things that we choose to go through the struggle for. And so I think if we keep that in mind of, you know, the things that we're passionate about, expect for there to be some type of turbulence and kind of help that motivate you into thinking, okay, I'm on the right track.
Yep. And I think, you know, so I'm glad you brought that up. I'll say it like this. You and God can agree on the outcome. He chooses the process.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he'll show you something, say, I want you to do this. We'll make you this. You like, bet.
Yeah.
But he hides the process.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not, he doesn't want you so concerned about how you get there as much as you getting there.
Mm-hmm.
And when you brought up the whole, you know, you feel like you're going backwards, sideways, in X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's interesting? When it comes to God's process, there are times where it looks like you're going backwards, look like you're going sideways, look like you're going in circles, when sometimes you're actually progressing forward. And I'll use the story of Joseph. God shows him a dream of him ascending, you know, him being in this high up place. After the dream is over, his brothers throw him down into a pit. And the Bible says he goes down to Egypt. And then the Bible says he talks about going into prison, which in those places were sometimes down. So God showed him a dream of him going up, but his life started taking him, and what looked like him going backwards was actually God taking him forwards. Yeah. And it's not until you get there that you look back and realize, yo, I thought this is working against me. It's actually working for me. And you don't see that until after you come out of it. And that's why you hear people say, don't judge it until it's over, because it's not always what it looks like.
Yeah.
You know, to you it's not working, but to God, once you look back, you're like, oh, it was actually working.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cool. It's like losing weight. You know, you feel like it feels like nothing's changing, and all of a sudden one day you put your pants on, you're like,
What happened here?
yeah, you're like, you know, because hindsight, as they say, is always 20/20. But you're right. It's that we want to dictate our process to get to the outcome when God is the one who chooses said process to get you there. And that process requires discomfort. It requires being stretched. It requires being pushed. And one of the things about human beings is we love our comfort so much that anything that disturbs it, we avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
You're avoiding discomfort, you're avoiding growth. Now, I'm not talking about crazy discomfort, like you get into a crazy relationship. I'm talking about necessary discomfort.
Growing pains. Yep.
Growing pains. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You gotta go through. Everyone goes through growing pains. It's a part of growing up and getting stronger and becoming built for who you're meant to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, so it sucks.
It does.
It sucks. But it's something that is there for you to learn from. And I think that's the beauty in it, because you can appreciate it, you know, at the end of things. And then even being able to share that for other people.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah. It is so funny. It's like when it comes to purpose, sometimes we act like kids.
Mm-hmm.
We think we know it all. We think we got it all. And then you start growing in it, especially when you get around somebody who knows it more than you. You're like, oh, I don't know anything.
Uh-huh.
And those things are meant to be growth opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to recognize I thought I knew, man, I don't know. And that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I love being around people and talking about the Bible where I look like, or I feel like, geez, I don't know nothing. I thought I knew my Bible until I start talking to this person.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good, because it forces me to learn.
Mm-hmm.
But if you only talk to people that have the same perspective as you, you'll never grow. You got to talk. You have to learn different perspectives, even if you don't agree with them.
Yeah.
To challenge your thought process, because you could be wrong about something, or you could be partially right about something, and this person brings another perspective, you know, or confirms how right you are. But either way, you'll never know unless you go through the discomfort of forcing yourself to grow.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get used to being uncomfortable. So much so that it's normal for you to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And you're used to pushing yourself. It's like your body goes through, what's it called? Homeostasis, where when you get, I think it's what it's called, when you get into the water and you get, if it's cold, you know, people go swimming. There's those that put their toe in first.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, oh, it's cold. And then you go to the front and you slowly walk your way in it. Every time you put in your shock, you just, and there are people that just jump in and let their body adjust. But either way, you're going to have to go through a process of discomfort and adjustment. You just choose how long that process is going to take, but it's going to happen whether you like it or not, until you get used to it.
Mm-hmm. I also think that it's important to use discernment when in these situations as well, because I think that sometimes you can be feeling growing pains out of your own stubbornness. So, for example, like if your feet are growing, you know, right, and you want to stay in the same size shoe, that's going to create pain for you, and it's going to disjoint your bones and everything else. But because you're being stubborn, you're not refusing to grow into something new. So I think it's also being mindful that you're not holding on to your old ways or mindsets or, you know, things like that, and allowing yourself to grow instead of being constricted and in pain just because it's what you know.
Yeah. You come at all the ladies who wear them designer shoes because they're cute but don't feel good on your feet.
They don't work in the long run.
Toes all gnarled and
yep. That's they get hammer toes, and
they be like, oh, but they cute though, and
no, it's not good for you.
Like, beauty is pain. Why?
Get the next size up. They'll still look cute in your shoes.
That's too
no
much.
fit.
Yeah, it's too much pain. You say hammer time, and it just
Yeah.
all
I
right.
watched a documentary about that the other day. I was like, why are you putting yourself through that?
Yes.
Why?
This is nerd out moment, and you're right, because I was watching something, and the guy was talking about how our feet are, and how and what certain type of shoes do to your feet, and like you said, and how our feet are supposed to be naturally on the earth and in the world.
Yeah.
We all diverged off top. Y'all used to us by now. I was destroying our feet.
Yeah.
Especially wearing those like European style shoes that are more narrow. Anyway, but unnecessary discomfort.
Yep.
That creates unnecessary pain that you could have avoided. See, we always learn to turn it around, y'all. But we do that in life though sometimes too. Like we'll go through something that we could have avoided. We learned a lesson from it, but then we'll say things like, "If I could go back, I'd do it again." Seriously? Just because you learned the lesson doesn't mean you could have learned it easier than going through that.
All right.
That was a completely unnecessary storm. Yeah, thank God he turns it around. But did you have to go through that process for him to turn it around, though? I remember I talked to somebody. How can I say this without revealing too much? And they basically told me that they had to try stuff to see if it was going to happen. And I'm like, why put yourself through all that? If I see somebody else run in front of a bus and get hit, and get hurt, why do I have to go see? Hey, let me try and see it for myself and see if it.
Yeah.
That's unnecessary discomfort. Unnecessary stressing yourself.
Yep.
Is unwise.
It really is.
This tea is good.
I can tell because it's gone.
I know. I'm off coffee for Lent, so I tried this vanilla chai place, and I've had like 3 since. This thing is good, man. I'm gonna cut back because I ain't spending $5 for this thing. I refuse. I'm gonna learn how to make it at home. Anyway, growth requires discomfort. As Bishop says, there's no growth in the comfort zone. And I want all of us, here's the action to do thing. What area of your life do you need to push yourself in? Make yourself uncomfortable so you can grow it. And I've been saying it to people. A couple people. I'm like, yo, it's time for you to start doing this. You've been sitting on it for too long. I've been encouraged because why? It's time now. But you just got to jump in that water and do it. You'll learn how to swim. I ain't saying do this now, but back in the day, when the way we learned how to swim was you just got in that water and you figured it out. We had no money with no swim class. You got in that water and you worked it out. Now, before that, what they would do, they just throw you in the deep end and let you, and then be there.
That's why I learned how to swim.
Yeah, that's how they did. They would throw you in the water and then be there so you wouldn't drown, but it forced you to. And a lot of people it's like riding bikes and swimming. Once you learn to relax and stop panicking, you can actually do it.
Yeah.
What keeps us sinking and what keeps us falling off the bike is our nerves, our anxiety, our tension. We're all like this. Once you learn to relax, I can do this.
Yeah.
But it comes with comfort and growth. And sometimes I wish that we could sometimes I wish here it is. As kids, we're often more adventurous. And as adults, we become more jaded. I think as adults, we need to be more wise, not jaded.
Yeah.
Kids will just try stuff. Oh, that's fun. Let's go. As adults, we start having experiences. We're like, I'm good with this. I like this. I ain't trying nothing new. And we get set in our ways. Wisdom tells us to try necessary new things. And like you said, discernment on what not to try. Not jaded where you get so comfortable where you don't try anything new. Because then you're stuck. And if you're not growing, guess what? You're eventually declining.
Yep. Yeah. I think you said, going back to what you said before, I think that things just come natural, right? And I think that's just, for lack of better words, a mindset, aligning yourself to just let God flow through you. Let go, let flow.
Yeah.
And you'll start to find like that natural inclination to just be comfortable and to relax into things. But like you said, we're so, tense about it, projecting, our fears and what we think will happen and what the outcomes will be. You're so tense that you're not letting God to just naturally let him do what he does.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so let go. I hate saying that saying because it's used too often now, I think. But let go, let God flow. Like, stop overthinking it.
Let go, let God flow. I've never heard that before.
Let go, let flow. Yes. You gotta let God flow.
You must have learned that from the other church.
What?
I've heard let go and let God. I never heard let go and let God flow.
Let go, let flow. I'm combining the two.
Okay. All right.
To the true purpose of things.
Okay. All right. Let's check.
Let go, let God flow.
Okay. I'm with you. But this might be a good conversation for April, really learning to stretch ourselves. I just really believe that this is the year God wants us to do some stuff. And some stuff we've been sitting on, he's given us an opportunity to do it this year. And stop lollygagging and procrastinating and get it done. It's time. It's time. God gives us windows of opportunity, and those windows don't stay open forever. Take the windows when they're open. Do it while you're scared. Do it while you're nervous. Use wisdom, get advice, get counsel, do all that stuff. But after you got done analyzing, praying, getting wisdom, advice, get out there and do it. All right, y'all, I got to run. Thank you all for coming on today. We hope you enjoyed this. Tonight, we do have Embrace class online and in person at 7 o'clock. That's our new members class. Tomorrow night is Focus Singles Ministry at 7 o'clock. Wednesday, Bible study. We are showing David, House of David, the final episode. Bishop's we're going to praise and worship real quick. Bishop's going to do a quick lesson. 7:30, the movie starts. The TV show starts, excuse me. And then Saturday we have On Point. Of course, we have Sunday service. This coming Sunday, we have to do members orientation. April, right?
Yep.
All right, we have Sunday service 11 o'clock in person. And then at 5 o'clock, we have a new members orientation. If you're a new member to the church, come meet us here at 5 o'clock for a brief time of discussion with Bishop. The leadership team will be here to greet you, talk to you. We just want to get to know you, talk to you for a little bit, chat, connect with you. And then we have baptism and communion service beginning at 6 p.m. on this coming Sunday. If all hearts and minds are clear, so glad you can join us today. God bless you. God keep you. And we'll see you later. Bye, y'all.